Hello everyone and welcome back to Farrello Realty. I am Carlos. Myself and my partner Lind, who is not here at the moment, I'd like to welcome you back to our channel, Building a House Virtually in El Salvador. Okay, so let's get to it. In this video, you are going to see, as you see it right now, this is the retaining wall which divides our property with our neighbor. This wall, concrete block, cement, rebar, okay, is going to be 8 to 9 feet tall in the end. The wall is going to be the whole way of the property on one side, okay, all the way to the terrace, as you can see here. Everything in El Salvador is built with concrete block, cement, and rebar. That's just the way it is. The foundations for this property are going to be no less, or I should say, a minimum of 1.5 meters in depth. At this point, they're about a meter and a half. But in some parts of the build, the foundation actually goes down to about 3 meters. We do this because this is fill. Okay, all of this that you see at the moment is fill. You can appreciate the slope of this terrace, okay? And obviously here, this is where the retaining wall is going to be built, and all these trenches that you see are where the tensor columns are going to be placed, and they're going to be attached to this columns that you see already in place, okay, to provide a lot more strength for the retaining wall. Same thing, these tensor columns are 4 strands of half-inch rebar with concrete, cement of course, and gravel, which are going to be attached all around the retaining wall, around the terrace, to the main structure. So there you have it. So a lot is happening already, okay? This area that you're seeing is where the main structure is going to be placed, or the house. The constructor or the builder has already placed, all the lines. You can appreciate that they've already got the trenches where the main foundation, the house foundation, is going to be. Each foundation, if you take a look inside the trench, every 2 meters there will be a column. Each column is the same thing, 1.5 meters down, with 4 half-inch strands of rebar to provide a much more robust structure in the end. So this is going to be done on every single wall in the house, okay? Not just the corners. So there you have it. We do this, and we asked of this because El Salvador is located in an area, Central America, where there's a lot of seismic activity. There are a lot of tremors. So therefore, we wanted a house, a structure that will resist and will give you the strength, and maintain its structure ability, throughout. So there you have it. The wall that you see right now, the retaining wall with the property, we decided that we were going to leave it, the top of it, sort of like in a step form, and it goes down towards the slope of the property. We did this so that our retaining wall, would not be an obstacle for the neighbors next to us. They are obviously, higher than we will be. However, when you get up in the mornings, and they will have a beautiful porch in the back, they're going to want to appreciate that very much scenic view that you're seeing right now in the mornings, while they're having the coffee. And so we didn't want our walls to just be there, as an eyesore. So we were considerate, and we decided to take this approach. So I'm sure that they'll appreciate it. So there it is. Okay, it is taking shape. If we go back here to the terrace or the slope, the main terrace, okay, these are the channels which will divert any rainwater coming down during the rainy season, right from the top of the terrace. Okay, and we'll get to that in next videos. So we are going to build water channels right from the top all the way to the bottom. Okay, all around the terrace. This will hopefully, get the water, the rainwater, directed all the way down the hill, and right to there's a stream down below, and which will collect this water. Here you can see the retaining wall now being erected, okay, with its columns, supporting columns, and obviously the tensor columns that go all the way in. So it's a lot of work, okay, a lot of thinking about how to best protect, this type of structure. Since this is all fill, we needed to have something that would definitely keep the structure of the terrace, in form and maintain it. Over here, you are going to see this rectangular digging and that it's being done. This is where the shed is going to be built, and I will get more on that later on. The blue tank that you see on the left of your screen, okay, that's our water tank. It's a 10,000 liter water tank. It's plastic, it's a pretty thick plastic. Most people in El Salvador tend to leave their tanks just out in the open, right? And that's how they hook up the water. We decided not to take this approach because, well, it is plastic. The sun can be pretty hard in the tropics, in El Salvador especially, and being plastic, it would definitely deteriorate it in the long run. So we decided to bury it, and there is the first stage of where the water tank is going to be placed, and hopefully this will work out well. The one thing about El Salvador and the way how they do things is that, as you can see right now, they do everything by hand. We propose to rent a backhoe, to help with the digging of this hole, because we know it's going to take some time. But the contractor actually said no, and we had a couple of volunteers who wanted to dig this hole, and as you can see it's just amazing because it's a perfectly circular hole, So there you go. Once it's done, then they obviously, they place the tank in to make sure that it fits correctly. Then they will take that out, fill the base with about 6 inches of lodo credo. Lodo credo is basically a 50% 50-50 mix of concrete and soil, and that's how they form the base. Okay, now the same thing all around the tank. You see it's about just over a foot gap in between. So once the base is done, okay, and it's hardened, then they'll place the tank back in. Okay, now that you're seeing it in your screens, okay, the tank is now filled with water to make sure that it fits properly, and so lodo credo is poured along the sides to ensure a tight fit. Okay, and so that's how it's done. It's everything is seems to be harder than what it would be, here in Canada, for example. We would have the concrete truck come in and the hoses are in and everything probably be done in, just over an hour. But over there, it's not quite like that. And the reason why it's not done like that is because, the terrain that you're dealing with, is just not proper for having a concrete truck coming up. It's a pretty big mound, pretty steep, and be pretty hard to get that done. So these guys get it done manually, and they do an extremely good job. The end result is right there. Loro Credo, it's filled pretty much almost to the top, not quite, okay? And then later on, they'll build a casing around it to make it look aesthetically pleasing, okay? More on it coming soon. So this is pretty much where we are going to leave you at this stage. They are already building putting up the walls, okay? It is coming up. But we'll have more videos. We're going to show you step by step, how everything goes up, every wall, the floors and things like that. So we're making these videos slightly shorter because, it's just long videos and too much talking, although we're trying to give you a lot more visuals, but it's still too long is not a good thing either. We are going to be posting a lot more. So for now, I'd like to thank you for watching. Give us a like and stay tuned for a lot more videos coming up. If you have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them in the comment section. We will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching.